Welcome to another G.I. Joe Classified review. Today we have a holiday gift, a little Christmas gift, a mega Christmas gift. Thank you so much, Lance Paul. Really appreciate it. You're the best, brother. This was one to top them all, let me tell you. So why not do a review of the custom classified Cobra S.N.A.K.E, the system neutralizer armed cloaking equipment. It's been known as the battle armor. It's a real zany, wacky, kooky thing. And I don't even think we brought it up on final G.I. Joe classified fan stream with the full force. In 1983, there was a white version of the Cobra S.N.A.K.E. It first made an appearance in issue 19 of A Real American Hero. Pretty crazy stuff there with Quinn getting into the suit along with Snake Eyes. And then it also appeared in part 2 of the Mass device in the Real American Hero animated series. In 1985, this went for a whopping $2.39. That vintage Cobra Snake now goes from anywhere from 140 to 225. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I made out with this custom, especially in 112 scale. There's also a Super 7 version. It's 11 inches tall, as you can see in the scale here. It's just above, it's about 7 inches. But the original Cobra Snake was not much larger than the O-ring, since it was supposed to be a cyborg suit and not some kind of giant mech. Anyway, let's take you to the review. All right, here we are with a review of the custom Cobra Snake. First question is, do I think Hasbro will ever make this? While nothing's off the table, I clearly don't think they'll make this. This is really one of the most ridiculously functioning vehicles, if you want, or accessories, or just contraptions that Hasbro made in the G.I. Joe line. And while they're edging towards fantasy and they're edging towards taking more risks, I just don't see them making a giant robot. Now, if they did, they could add so much more to it, and we'll talk about that at the end of the show. As you can see, this custom Cobra Snake is clearly 3D printed. I mean, you've got the vinyl shading, almost like cell shading and whatnot. It's a pretty nifty art style. It almost reminds me of like Giles's customs, like very cell shaded. It's functional in a way that it was functional in the 80s, and it almost looks like denim, so it's kind of hilarious. Like, is this a giant robot made out of Levi jeans? But as you can see, some of the decals, they're shiny when you get the light. It's obvious that it's a decal. It's more of a sticker than I would say like a decal. They're just kind of stickered on there instead of like tattooed. I'm not sure if these stickers are from like Bad Mother Tattoos or whatever. But yeah, they're kind of, I think that's one thing, it kind of cheapens the look, just to, for lack of a better term. But, it's got the whole printed ridges. So it's clearly, a 3D printed thing. But the cool thing is this comes exactly apart like the original. With that said, this is clearly not supposed to be the classified version of the Snake. This is the retro O-ring nostalgic Snake in the 112 scale for classified, if that makes sense. If classified were to do a version of this, yeah, it would not look like some silly 80s robot. But the fact that it's just a great one-to-one rendition is terrific. You've got legs attached with magnets. It's really great. For superb. There. Taking a look. There's some nice detail on here, for a very, for a 3D printed thing. I mean, all the stickers are accurate at least. I don't know about this one. It's kind of, some of them aren't placed exactly great. We'll get through that. But yeah, painted really nicely. It's quite the job there. Take that off. Like I said, it's just boom, magnetic. Love it. And see how ridiculous this was? That's how it was back in the 80s. So pop this off. Oh, no, actually, you're going to pull these around. Yeah, no snapping Christmas gifts on the day after. But yeah, as you can see, pulls right off. And yeah, there isn't a whole lot of, there's no beeps and boops like the original. Zero props. I guess that was the plastic used. But yeah, you custom freaks would know a lot more as far as like the resin and the kind of plastic and all that. But it's a very hard shell. It would, you know, you drop it, it's probably going to crack more than likely. I mean, it's good quality. I mean, it's not cheap. It's not flimsy. But yeah, it's 3D printed. So, you know, you're going to get great detail. And kind of just looking at all the stickers, they're 1-to-1. It kind of reminds me of something from like the Outer Worlds or Starfield or something like that. So, you know, real goofy, out of space. So some of these decals were kind of peeling off a little bit when I opened it, but that could have just been through the mail. Back in the day, you used to kind of fold their arms up to make sure it fit in. And let's see. But it's a ridiculous item because once you put the character in here, you don't see them. So it's like you almost don't need to, and I mean ridiculous like in its original form. I'm saying the faithfulness of this 3D printed custom is absolutely astonishing. I'm just talking about, you know, how it was back in the day. It's just it's a super seriously ridiculous thing. Because think about it, you're covering up the hero. You can't see their face through it or anything like that. Yeah, this one doesn't have the magnets, and that would have helped. But otherwise, you could, I think what you have to do is put these bolts in first. And this is if you want to put the character inside, which to me, it just doesn't make sense. But the good news, you know, it just, you know, you don't even need me to do it. You're just gonna, it's gonna look exactly how it looks with the stand. But the cool part, and in case you didn't see our picture on Instagram at A Toy Kind of Mood, yeah, it takes a little bit of finagling, but it's all worth it once you can get some kind of poses. Unfortunately, where the bolts are and the bracket kind of thing, there's no tight kind of articulation. Imagine if this was like, oh, look at that. But if you slowly kind of finagle with it, if you're just in it for the photography, it's fantastic. You can't play with the damn thing unless you put the whole suit together. I mean, I took some great shots, kind of cheated it. Look at that. It even aimed at me because I was talking schmack. That was really cool. That I was like, whoa, pointing the gun right at me. I could see Stormy and his old V2 snake armor duds. So really cool. Thankfully, those arms, they still hang with the, you know, whether Trooper or Storm Shadow are inside. But yeah, once you move it, it's going to fall apart. So, oh, look at this. Now it's playing. This is crazy. This thing wouldn't stand. Now it's actually playing. I'm actually moving it. Okay. It was meant to be then, huh? Pretty great. Look at this. Oh my goodness gracious. We're getting some play. This is amazing. Wow. Okay. That'll probably not happen 9 out of 10 times, but yeah, pretty sweet. I'm sure you gearheads, you custom dudes will add your blue tack and your Gorilla Glue and you'll make adjustments, but yeah, it's the real deal. Getting into accessories, the Snake comes with the OG4 arm attachment accessories where you get that rocket missile launcher. You've got the flamethrower, and I tried all the blast effects, but I was able to get this blue lightning laser type effect from the 788 fire team to work in here and to fit fairly snug, actually. So that's cool. Let's see if we can get that on. This whole thing's going to fall apart. I guarantee it. So then we have the machine gun. See, here you go. See, I told you I wasn't lying. Get that on. I'm sure you could be even more careful. That actually fits on really snug. And yeah, it's not gonna fit the way it was. We had our moment in the sun. But there you go. But anyway, that looks cool. No, and there's also an red version, which might actually pop a little more. And then we have a robot arm as well. Robot claw, if you will. One bummer, in the original, you could fit, it was ridiculous, but you could fit the attachments to the back and the peg holes, not here. So, you know, that would have been a nice thing, just a callback, because it is ridiculous. As you can see, some of these stickers were not put on the best. But you know, they're in the back and it's a 3D printed item, so I'm not mad at it. Here we have the snake next to a Cobra infantryman. Of course, a Cobra trooper was the first to dive into one of these Cobra snakes. And then, of course, the 1985 version 2 had Storm Shadow. We've got the snake next to the battle android trooper and the anti-armor drone. The snake with the claw, courtesy of Mark II design. You got the What If Hydra Stomper, which just about every classified collector who likes to customize and accessorize is using. Just a couple of Nimrods. And we've got the snake totally in danger mode against G.I. Joe's Pooch Patrol. To summarize, this custom classified 3D printed battle armor Cobra Snake is a terrific addition to any collection, especially it's as a diorama set piece. It's got basically the same functionality as the OG, which would not work in this day and time if this was a retail release, but something you can grab, whether it's going to be on Etsy or eBay, just to add some more flavor to your collection and your diorama and your set pieces, and just anything that's going to drive Cobra Commander further into a dark, deep madness is positive. So yeah, how do you even rate something like this, right? It's a 200 whiskey Christmas gift. It's super thoughtful. Once again, thanks so much, Lance. This really made my Christmas morning, and it's just another terrific item that channels the childhood. I hope other people are able to snatch one of these up, because it's definitely worth it at the end. I want to thank you guys all for watching today. Another G.I. Joe Classified review. Today we had the Cobra Snake. And remember, tonight is the big one. It is the best of 2023 G.I. Joe Classified with Baldy Locks, Bees, Battlegrounds, and a punk with toys. Romo and I will be dissecting all of the greatest hits from this past year and then some with the gang. It should be a hell of a show, so do join.